Hey, BC here for BC Nephro. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Brian Cronin, board certified nephrologist and clinical specialist in hypertension. Today I'm going to share with you how I got a perfect score on the nephrology boards. Here is a score report, 800. Now granted, this was a recertification. It wasn't my initial boards. My initial boards were taken after my fellowship in 2002, and I've recertified twice since then, most recently in 2022. And also on this most recent recertification, during the test, there was access to a medical reference up to date. Regardless, this plot shows me way over here to the right and everyone else to my left. And today I'm going to share with you 3 study techniques and things I've realized about learning that allow me to be efficient and effective. Now, there are certain test taking strategies that are important, such as reading the question and the answers first, and then going to the clinical vignette. Not going to get into these here. I'm going to get into the 3 studying techniques. The first is consistency. That is to do the simple things consistently. This concept comes from one of my favorite books, The Slight Edge. I will link it in the description below. But essentially it says, there are certain things that are easy to do, but also easy not to do. These are referred to as simple daily disciplines. And doing the simple daily disciplines consistently is what leads to success versus failure. For me, a plan of studying several hours, 2 hours a day, was not realistic. So my plan was to have a more reasonable study time that was relatively easy to do, around 30 minutes, consistently, most days of the week, 6 or at a minimum 5 days a week, for a longer period of time, that is 3 months. There was maybe 1 or 2 days a week where I could study longer, my day off. I could study for an hour and a half or 2 hours, but the main plan was to do something consistently. The second thing is spaced repetition. Now, when we learn something, a neural connection is made, but then over time, we lose access to that memory. And repetition over gradually increasing periods of time reinforces those neural connections and recall. Reviewing something repeatedly at the initial time of learning is not as effective, but the spaced recall. The time between the spaced repetition intervals should gradually increase. The ideal space is initially after 1 to 2 days, then after 7 to 10 days, then after 1 to 2 months to really solidify that recall. This review is not most effective by rereading or rewatching a course online. Doing this may be effective twice, but doing it more than twice loses efficiency. There are other ways to review that are more effective, and this is one of the reasons why integrating board review type questions in the study is key. These board review type questions test variable subjects and therefore, by their nature, have spaced repetition and forced recall. The third key is that forced recall is more effective than passive learning. So just rereading or rewatching something is not as effective as these board type questions or the use of flashcards, which force the recall. This leads to more stronger neural connections and access to that memory. So here's what I did. 3 months in advance, I purchased an online course. I committed to doing 30 minutes of watching a video daily at a minimum, longer if I could on my day off, at least once a week. Did this most days, at least 5 days a week. When I watched the videos, I took notes. For me, I found that taking notes helped me maintain my focus and connection. And I also believe the process of input and then output through note-taking helps solidify the memory. In addition to the 30 minutes of this, I would do 5 to 10 board-style questions daily. Now, this technique I found was doable. I still was able to get enough sleep. I was still able to get exercise. I was still able to do things that are important for life, go to my kids' baseball games, go out to dinner. Maybe I didn't do the social things or work out as much as I would have liked to do, but I was still able to integrate them. So if you made it this far, you might as well hit like and subscribe. Share this video with someone who you think may be interested in this topic, and let me know what you think. What's your experience on studying and learning? if your experience agrees with my experience that I'm sharing with you today. And until next time.